All right, good evening. Today is Tuesday, April 23rd. Welcome to a meeting of the Darien Architectural Review Board. My name is Elizabeth Geiger. I am chairman. With us tonight, we have Rebecca Morrison, Sean Brown, David Humphrey, David Riley, Christina Hart, Cheryl Green, and Kate Pulselli. Jumping right into new business, we have ARB number 6, 2024. This is at 78 Heights Road at Darien Commons Development, called Cosmos Bagels, proposing signage. So, welcome.
Hi everyone. My name is Kevin. I own Hungwell Signs, and tonight I'm going to propose the new signage for Cosmos and Darien Commons. So, pretty straightforward. Halo lit letters that we've done in the past over there. That's the location.
That's the location.
Yep.
So right at the corner of the stair.
Yeah, right in here.
If you want to move that, since you don't have the, yeah, it's, I see some people who are gonna use it later, but.
Okay. So yeah, this is the location right over the doors.
Right. So there's, you want this picture
Right.
here?
So what we want to do is, I just noticed this is not accurate, I can resend this. But like I just did for Zen Cha Matcha, I want to take up this whole space just so it doesn't look like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, just so it blends in.
Backboard,
Yeah,
well, the
yeah,
width of the window
yeah,
sill.
it'll blend in better,
Okay.
like we did for, again, Zen Cha Matcha.
And that backboard's painted in the same gray to
Painted
match.
same,
so-
same colors facade, it'll match. And these are just individual halo lit letters. This will be one big light box, and we'll have a black border around it, and the custom O with the dog on top. Cosmo is the name of the dog of the owner, so that's why it came into play.
Oh, there you go.
And again, opaque front, so you won't come out of the front of the letters.
So I have a question.
Sure.
The dog on top of the name,
Yep.
is it above the window or is it gonna be reset?
It'll be just barely above, just around the border. I don't propose it to be up into the window, so.
This one. You want bigger? Do you want bigger? Can you see it? You can make
Well, I
it.
can see it, I just.
I don't know if it necessarily minded, it'd be kind of cool almost if it did. Because you've got, well, it's 16,
Yeah, we have 16.
I think
we have-
those, I thought those are like 24-inch
The
bands
band?
there, trims, yeah. Maybe I don't know where I pulled that out of. Maybe you can hop up if you're talking.
No problem. I don't think that they're 24 bands, I think they're smaller than that. 'cause
Is there,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna slide right behind you.
the bands are like.
Could you introduce yourself? for
Sure,
the-
Julie Brock, I'm the tenant coordinator, project manager for, I rep Federal Realty. So I don't think that those are 24-inch bands. I would have to get out the detail plans, because Liz, I'm actually not remembering.
Okay.
For this, I'm sorry? this-
yeah,
That's
yeah.
11.
The letter itself.
No, the
Oh, the
letter.
letter itself.
The letters, but the band, the
The-
thickness of the full band, I think it's only like 16 tops,
Okay.
the whole
Oh, okay,
horizontal.
from the top,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But I do think that that dog is gonna brush just a hair of the top of that window.
Okay.
If not underneath the, kind of the mullion of the window, it might.
Let's talk about these blade signs.
Yes.
Name of the business?
So, we originally were proposing 2.
Yeah.
We'd like to have 2, if that's okay. Obviously, here and here, come down the staircase. Would probably be from the wall to the end of the blade sign would be 30 inches max. Kind of similar to what we've done in the past.
So to keep the thing moving, I'm gonna put out the suggestion that Federal doesn't really use those stairs as an active, that's not a very busy active walkway. And so while they're a corner tenant, there's not really retail facing on that wall. So I would argue that's not like a true corner tenant where they are allowed 2 blade signs, only 1 blade sign, and they'd have to pick a location, or like change it or just pick one.
And the regulation is written for corner street. So
Corner street.
Oh, corner street.
Thank you.
So you're not really,
Right, okay, so they're not allowed a
Right.
second blade sign.
only at the
Unless we find exceptions to
discretion
it.
of the ARB in this case.
Walgreens does not have one.
No, they
Thank
don't.
you, that's another great point.
So in that case, we'd like to take the blade sign and put it on the corner. I can send you drawings on that, which I think will work better because it'll be further
Like at
away
a
from.
45 or as?
Perpendicular,
as
right, coming, yeah.
I'm sorry?
It'll drop right in here.
Oh, okay, but project
Oh,
towards.
yes, exactly, yeah.
And the distance, and the width of the actual brackets would be deep enough that you would span that gutter?
Yeah, I
down?
measured it the other day, and it's 6.5 inches
The gutter,
from, yeah.
okay.
So, and Chip City is 6 inches, what we did for Chip City. So it's pretty, we'll just make the bracket 6.5 and then start from there.
I have a question about the verbiage on the blade sign. So established 2024, does the blade sign have to conform to the name of the business aspect?
Yes, it always has, unless we make exception. So this is an interesting point. So Cosmos, that's not the official name of the business.
They gave me paperwork suggesting.
Yeah, I think their business filing, they're calling it Cosmos Bake. That's the name of the store, but technically their LLC is something completely different.
Oh, come on up. Are you Nick or Dave?
Yeah, I'm Nick.
Oh, come on. Sorry, I never met you.
Go up
Yeah, sure.
on stage for us.
I like to be behind the,
Yeah.
Not
more
here.
comfortable back here.
Yes, you must be uncomfortable standing in
Our
front of an
DBA
audience.
is Cosmos, Bagels and Cafe. Our LLC is NZDW, our initials, me and my partner David Wolf.
So the ZBA filing is, I'm sorry?
I was just saying, so it's doing business as Cosmos Bagel and Cafe?
Yeah, we can get rid of the established 2024, that's, I have no attachment to that whatsoever.
You can put that on the door. too.
Yeah,
That
anywhere.
might be actually more
Yeah, we can omit
appropriate.
it, we're pretty easy. It's just really the name Cosmos that
Okay.
we're really gunning for.
It's catchy.
Mhm, it's cute.
Because it is David's dog, it's his so-called pet project, if you want to call it.
I like it. Yeah, I think the established is cute, but everyone
I'm fine.
proposes it here. If we did,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
up to
big
half
on
the
it.
signs in town would say
I think that
established.
was more
So
our,
great.
our designer who took some liberties and just went with it. I'm not in love with it, so whatever you guys want,
Yeah,
whatever you guys prescribe, we're for it.
I would advise taking
So this will just be on one side.
And we're crossing our fingers for 2024 anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's a good question.
it. Double sided.
This is double-sided,
Yes,
and
yes.
So is Bagels and Cafe staying, right?
That's part of the name.
Okay, good.
Okay.
anything else?
All right, so, favorable report, once we see a revised PDF
Okay,
with the new location.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah,
all right, great.
if you guys want to shift it towards
Yeah,
that
no.
corner more.
We appreciate it.
Okay,
very
and are
much.
you guys okay with Hervé doing that as an administrative application, or do you guys all want to see the new location?
No,
Okay. All right.
So the new location and no more established 2020, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
awesome, thanks guys.
Thank you so much.
Good luck. We need a bagel
We need
store
a
in the side of
bagel.
town, we're excited.
Stuff the crust didn't try to French.
It's true, it's true. Next up, we have 972 Boston Post Road, The Goose, our famous restaurant, The Goose in town, who are proposing outdoor dining.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Kurpa. I'm the GM at The Goose. So we've done outdoor dining in the past during COVID, and basically the idea is that we accentuate a little bit what we're doing and make it kind of, obviously not a permanent structure, but something that isn't just a tent and some tables outside. So what my plan, this is very makeshift, I'm not an architect. But that'll be the layout of everything. The plan is to build a surface that is level to the sidewalk to avoid any sort of tripping or missteps. So the bottom will be lifted up about 2.5 inches to meet the sidewalk, and then there's going to be 3/4 inch plywood on top of that. So the builder that I have, Scott Powell, he's going to build it in sections of 4x8 and 4x4. So at the end of the season, he's gonna take it apart and put it back together. So the sections will go, it'll be built like a frame, and then the sections will go into it, secured with bolts and everything, and then around it will be the planters and the fencing to provide some privacy. You know, I don't like sitting in a parking lot eating, so I'm trying to do some nice things with the plants and the environment so that we don't feel like we're sitting in a parking lot, just a little oasis. And the idea is that it's going to be like a beer garden style. So wooden picnic tables, some cornhole, giant Jenga, very family friendly.
Is this AstroTurf?
Yes, there'll be turf on top of the plywood, yeah, so it'll look like grass. And then for the lighting, it's just going to be solar string lights, so we're not running any electrical outside. Same for the umbrellas, everything's gonna be solar, so I don't need to run any power out there.
How many are you expecting to be able to serve there?
So I'm looking at, I don't wanna overstack with tables. What I'm starting with is 4 tables of 6, so it'll be 24, and then 4 sets of Adirondack chairs. So that would be 4 sets of 2, so 8 seats on the side of the games. So it's really gonna be like about, 30, 32. But really for dining, it's more like 24.
One of our members had a thought that was interesting. I know you're not an artist, so it's hard for you to do this, but like this, it's hard to get a sense of how big these tables are versus the area.
Oh, I
If
have
there's
it.
actually gonna be, what the real measurements are, and if there's gonna be room and clearance for like ADA or, I guess you've probably gone to zoning, you will go to zoning.
Yeah, when we did.
And they cleared the
Yeah.
amount of tables, so do you have a
Yeah.
diagram that shows the width of the tables and
The width of the tables.
the actual width of the space?
So the width of the space is 20 feet by 30 feet.
Okay.
And then the tables, I believe, are 55 inches long, standard six seat table.
How big are the tables?
55,
55 inches long,
so 4 foot and change.
like that. So they're not giant tables. The whole idea is not to overpack the space. I want it to feel like people can move around and play games and stuff. So they're not gonna be on top of each other.
I wanted to also show the planters, because you have the planters earlier on.
Well, I mean, there's a shot in there that has the parking spaces from last summer, right?
Yeah, there's a picture of what they did in the past
Not
too.
in JPEG, where,
Huh?
that one, next one down, that one right there.
That one? Yeah. That's the one.
Right, so that's how they did it in the past, and we still have those cement cylinders, so those will be placed in between, obviously, for safety purposes.
Is that what you'll attach string lights to?
Yes,
Is there any way to hide the concrete within the planting?
yeah, that's the idea, so what I wanna do is I wanna have the fencing kind of reaching out a little bit more, so that the fencing then goes over the concrete, so you're not looking at the concrete.
How high is the privacy wall?
So on the sides, it's going to be 4 feet on the sides, and then on the back wall, it'll be 6 feet.
Sorry, what's the difference between the side and the back wall?
So the side next to the car over there on the sides, 4 feet, and then on the side that is directly, like looking into the parking lot, 6 feet.
Really, you mind going back to the other diagram that had the green
Yeah.
background? Yeah, that one. So I assume the left graphic is the privacy
Right,
wall?
right.
But there's 2 heights to it and 2 sides?
So on the sides with the planters, it'll be lower, the back side would be higher, because that's where you're looking
running the
into.
fence in front of the planters, yeah, I guess I'm a little confused on that.
Where's the fence? When getting the fence?
Right, so
Is there drawings of the fence somewhere?
I think there was an image board in
It's on the vision board.
the vision board.
Ah.
Yeah, the planters are more just for design, the fence is really to enclose the space.
The narrative?
No, that's the written one. Go down,
How about this?
maybe that one. Right.
So the 6-foot fence is the privacy wall, but then on the
Right.
sides, you'll have planters and like just the lower portion of that?
Yeah, like a lattice fencing around it, just so that it matches. Because how they had it before was just planters and concrete. I'm trying to just do something a little more collective.
So the wall does have that lattice at the top. So
Yeah.
it's not a solid 6-foot wall.
Right, right.
That'll-
That's how, yeah, it seemed like, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Impressive.
there'll be lattice at the top. I just don't want them looking straight on into the parking lot. And on the side, I wanted to keep it lower and keep it open so that the side traffic from CVS and people sitting at Bodega could see it and see how cool it is. But I don't want the diners to be watching cars the whole time.
May I ask what you're thinking is for the lighting? How do you string the lights, or what do they hang from and to?
Sure.
Are they crisscrossing, or
Yep. Yep, so the cement barriers that we have, they have poles sticking out of them that already have, the loops in them to put the lighting through. And then on one of the vision boards, it'll show you there's attachments that will go on the side of the fencing to help string that along. So nothing's going on the building, it's just going to be strung along
So
inside.
I'm thinking of the pattern, is that the pattern kind of crisscrossing that you're trying to represent here?
Well, it's probably gonna be more like, because I'm not gonna have anything on this side, it'll probably be more like this.
Okay.
Is it possible to have someone draw this to scale so that we have an understanding of the space and the relationship of what's going on in the space? Because it's really hard right now to get a perspective if you have enough room for all of it, and it doesn't seem like it would be, even if it was done in graph paper, that if it was mapped out, that we can just make sure that there's enough room between the tables and people playing games and people running around and food servers. It just looks to me really out of perspective. There's a lot going on in that 24 by 30 is really not a huge space, and you're proposing a lot of things going in that space.
That was my thought process with only doing 4 tables, but I could have
But
somebody.
it's hard to even realize, like, is 4 tables, because you look at the 4 tables and then you look at the Adirondack chairs, and things are just not, without drawing it out, it's hard to figure out if this is really what can work.
Yeah, I could have, Mr. Powell draw it out on graph paper for you.
Yeah, that's what
I also
you're-
want to tell you that I think the 6 chairs, the 3 on each side, won't fit in a 5-6 inch table.
You may have to put it on the end.
Yeah,
Like one on
it
each
doesn't
end.
fit mathematically with an 18-inch chair or feel bigger than your.
Right, they're like the small metal chairs, they're not.
Yeah, but I think even still, that's not enough.
For
to fit
seating
on your
room,
side.
right.
I think drawing it to scale is going to actually benefit you in other ways too.
Right,
So, I don't know what you submitted to planning and zoning.
the same stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I guess we're harder on it than you would expect, but yeah, I think it'll help you. In the end, it'll be a bonus for you too.
I also wonder whether you could ask your contractor to sketch something up to show the actual layout of the planters and the privacy walls.
Right,
I think that would
yeah, he drew something kind of makeshift, it wasn't really worth submitting.
understand how this all ties together. Is there any support required for that? What is it, 30-foot span of privacy wall that's 6 foot high?
Yeah, like how many of those concrete-based posts are there?
So there's 4, what they did in the past was 4 concrete posts. I don't know if that was what was mandated or not, but they had 4 concrete posts along the backside of the wall,
But did
in
you
between the
have
planters,
Did you
yeah.
have a privacy wall previously?
No, they just did the planters and the concrete posts and some metal tables on the concrete, so.
Just so you know,
But they had-
a 6-foot fence, even with the lattice, there's gonna be a lot of wind load on that.
Right, yeah, so what he's doing is putting, I'm not sure what they're called, like in between the fencing, there's posts, right?
Like
And
metal
then-
brackets?
Right, and those secure to the bottom piece. So there's a wooden base, right?
Wooden frame.
Right, there's a wooden frame that's built first.
Okay,
Yes, and then everything is secured to that wooden frame, but in
So it's
between
covered.
each panel, there's going to be a post. That's what he said the same thing about the wind. He was like, I gotta make sure if we're gonna do some sort of wall that it's wind resistant, so everything's secured.
So
It's not one wall.
It'd be nice to see that schematic as well, then, when he could put that together when he's doing the relationship of the overall planters to the fencing.
Okay.
Nancy, do you typically have groups of 6? I'm wondering if you need to have options for a table for 4 or 2 out there.
Yeah, we could. I think the thought process with it being like a kind of a beer garden style is it just more group friendly. I don't know, I figured the Adirondack chairs, those will have little tables in between. It's less of a full dining area, more of like a snacking area, because we have the patio on the side that we already have with, 20 seats for people to sit down and have kind of a more formal experience. So the idea with the beer garden is that it's a little bit more casual, more
So
group
feel
friendly,
like
family friendly, if that makes sense, just something different than what we already have.
It's a short walk from home.
I know.
But they had, I will say, in that same size space, they had seating for like over 4, I think it was 44 when they had the dining during COVID. And they had just the tent and the, the planters and the cement blocks and metal tables. And I saw pictures. So I think there's space. How I would, maybe would I have to turn the tables the other way, perhaps, but, the Jenga and the Connect 4, those are tabletop games. Those aren't gonna be sitting on the ground. Those are gonna be like, you wanna play it, bring it to your table, So those aren't taking up space. Cornhole is this width here, pretty much, so that'll be a little bit of area, but.
So do the planters have sufficient weight to work like bollards or safety device if the cars want to kind of crash into this space? I mean, it's a parking lot, so are
Right.
there,
So that's
is
the
that something
purpose.
the building department is kind of cleared up with the concrete thing? Is it sufficient?
As far as I know, they had to get those cement barriers made in order to do the patio during COVID.
Okay.
So that was the purpose of the barriers. I
Right.
think that's why they needed 4 of them.
Those are safety for cars,
Yes.
drunk drivers.
Because
Yeah.
I paparazzi.
Or just bad
I
drivers.
paparazzi, the building department made them add bollards because there was potential, the cars turn into.
Yeah, right.
And so they had, bollards at each corner.
Yeah,
but they made them
full cement.
add some in the middle, inside the planters. So
Right.
that's what I'm asking, I just don't, if I may, you make sure you coordinate with the building department for how many
Right.
safety device you need
Mhm.
before you, and maybe it would help because you'd have more posts.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
question of fabricating them or whatever, but I mean, they also have to be removed because you guys are taking this down at the end
Correct.
of the season, right?
Yeah, which they've done.
So
Yes,
it's
right.
old,
It's whatever we do is temporary. So like on this side is the fire lane, right? So cars aren't going into there, and on the other side of us would be Bodega's patio. So there's no cars
Yeah.
on the other side of us. It's really, I think, the concern is on
along,
exactly, which
right.
in the past they did the 4 concrete barriers, so. But I can follow up with the building department and
Yeah,
double
just
check
make
with them.
sure. So
Yeah.
you don't have a
It's a
surprise.
smart comment.
Yeah,
Because Bodega did have to do all concrete barriers when they first came here.
yeah,
And they talked about how to dress those up
right,
because they were required to put up their whole side, so.
right.
All right, I think in favor, it sounds like the board's in favor, thinks you're, supportive of your idea here.
Right.
I think we'll be successful, especially get these young, drunk 25-year-olds out. It'd be
Oh,
great.
wait, I have an aunt that can go over there.
I don't know why I said 25, 45, 55, 85.
I think it'll be fun. I
Um,
think it's different. I used to run a beer garden in Stamford at Chapin Landing for a long time. And I just kind of missed that environment. And I was kind of looking around Darien and I said, you know what? Could use something a little lively out here. So, yeah.
One thing I would comment on my own personally is the Adirondack chairs, they look like the kind of faux plastic ones.
So
And I wanted to see if you would rethink an actual real wood material or something more authentic.
I think they're that polywood,
Yeah.
but I can.
I feel like you've got like some high quality like umbrellas, you're talking about like,
Right,
your walls are like, a true wood, I don't know.
yeah. Whatever I do, it just has to be weather sustainable because you'd be surprised how much outdoor furniture you buy that isn't weather sustainable.
Yeah.
And in my experience with the beer garden,
Yeah.
that poly wood
Yeah.
lasts like the most.
Just
like
so comfortable to sit on,
metal
so
never
like
does
that
well.
quality.
You know that
I'm
part
gonna
of,
do like lumbar cushions. I'm gonna do lumbar cushions and things like that. Those are in the plans too, but.
part of the entertainment with the Adirondack chairs is after a few drinks trying to get out.
Yes, that'll be a game.
Everyone get nice and comfortable. Okay, so I'll have Scott draw up something more formal for you guys as far as the layout of the fencing
The
versus,
construction of the whole patio,
Right,
right,
right.
along with the specifications.
and then the furniture
Tables and chairs to
dimensions.
scale.
Floor
Yeah.
plan, yeah, floor plan.
So you'll have to come back, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
In May.
When is the next meeting?
Third Tuesday in May,
Okay.
Can we do it faster?
Yeah, when do you want to
the
open
21st.
Yeah.
When were you hoping?
P and Z said I had to have it open for Mother's Day, but we'll have to break their hearts, I guess.
What?
Can we do something faster then?
I mean, if you
Would have to be
guys,
distributed.
if you guys are okay looking at something via email for distribution, does the board want to, everyone want to say they're okay doing it through email?
That's fine reading.
But I think, in context, we're good on all of it, we just want to see the
The
layout.
concept.
Yeah, okay,
Lay out a couple of construction details or something, right?
okay, yeah, the specifications layout, okay,
Okay, that works. I'll get that to you by the end of this week then.
and rethinking those.
If you can make a
Justin.
package,
Yeah, I'll look around. What kind of material would you really like to see?
Well, even look at the picture you showed, the materials that, with the umbrella, I mean, that's different, right, those are lounge furniture, that's really high quality, but it's like that bamboo, right,
You can get the composite stuff as high quality.
a high quality.
Right, yeah,
Adirondacks, you mean? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Just
that
don't
should-
want it to look cheap and plastic.
Yeah,
right,
You can
right.
get the cheap one, but if you get it,
the high quality.
We have some in our house, I gotta tell you, they're at the lake, they're so heavy the wind can't move them.
They were saying something, the composite, he was saying the composite's good as long as it's the high quality
Right,
version, not that cheap,
right.
lightweight.
Yeah, no, I mean, that, not from like Walmart or something.
And how will you clean the turf, by the way, from the beer smell and the spills
Power wash,
every week?
as needed.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we have a picket outside with the hose, just wash it off. I mean, underneath, underneath is
How
just,
cleanable is that gonna be? Just plywood platform?
how what?
Yeah,
I assume you'd have to put some holes in the plywood or something to make it drainable.
yeah, these are just some practical thoughts.
Standing water.
Yeah, that's a good
They
point.
should, that's gotta be,
So like the plywood panels, what I'm envisioning that he's doing is the boards, right, they're they're 2x4 framing, 3x4 plywood on top. I guess you're right, that would be, if he says 3x4 plywood on top, that's solid. It's not slatted, right?
you know, it's a
Yeah.
3/4 inch thick piece of plywood that should also be the exterior grade or pressure treated or something.
Yeah, that's it, it says
Not
pressure
all the
treated,
time.
yeah.
I would
Also,
bring up,
also with the astroturf, that's just gonna lock in the moisture, yeah.
I would bring up drainage of that.
That's a good
surface.
point. Yeah,
Yeah, with all that beer spill.
right, which will happen. Okay, so let me get that from him for you guys.
So,
I'll email it.
Pending report.
Yes.
And what you can do, email it to Hervé, and he'll send it to us, and we'll put a timestamp on how quickly we'll get the board to approve it, usually about 72 hours,
Okay.
since it's a full board approval
Right.
via email.
Okay,
ideally to make my life a little easier, if you can make a package, not upload different things into the file, but just
Okay.
kind of create a
oh, like one
package,
PDF,
one PDF
Yes.
in response to all these points.
Right, right.
That way, that'll
So
set up
sorry,
for
so
the
that-
Yes.
certificate.
okay, I'll get it on one page.
Otherwise, I gotta fish everywhere.
Yes, yes, I understand. Okay, thank you guys so
All right,
much.
Lindsay, thank you so much for
Appreciate
your
it.
time. Next up, we have 975 Boston Post Road, just across the street from the Goose, we got Antonio's, our new delicious Italian restaurant in town. So, sir, you've heard the drill, but introduce yourself.
Antonio Sandolo, I own Antonio's Bistro. I'm here to follow up on any open questions you have. Yeah, so I guess we're back to get some details on lighting, stain.
Right, this is a second review of a patio that you're proposing for the back. You already have constructed for the most part, right?
Yes,
It's good to see you back.
thank you for having me. We took off the
Screen, okay?
Yeah, completely, because I've been paying attention during the day. We have the three sides of the wall of the building,
Okay.
so there's really it's pretty much shaded throughout the day, so I don't even think we need umbrellas.
No screen, no umbrellas?
No.
Beautiful,
Keep it
okay.
simple. So just the lighting and the tables, I think that's the chair actually. It's the same chair that's inside actually. And we're doing the same table setup outside with the tablecloth and everything.
Okay,
And we'll put little clips to hold the cloth for the wind.
okay.
That's the lighting there. That's actually dimmable, which is nice.
Beautiful.
And it's just gonna go on the outside perimeter, no crisscross.
That's what, okay.
We'll try and keep
Are there
it.
individual, like, candles or something at the table?
I think it's so bright out there that we don't even need the candle.
With all the,
Yeah.
incidental.
Were you able to remove that, like, emergency lights on like the third floor of that,
There was just, it wasn't an emergency light, it was just a
a spotlight?
spotlight that we're gonna probably shut off.
That'd be, yeah, because that will kill the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like a baseball field.
Yeah, it is like a baseball field, okay. Okay, great.
And then there's lights on those columns that are existing already, which are not too bright, which is nice.
Yeah. Hervé, could you?
I'm opening everything, sorry, well, that,
Well, I
I
mean,
can't do that ahead of time, but,
Can you go slower? I can't see it all.
so, I have the heaters, I have the hanging baskets, I have the table, I have the lights, and I have the chair, and I have
There.
the overall plan.
Let's do
You want
that.
The plan?
Let's see the plan.
Okay. So the floor plan is down here at the bottom.
So it's where are the lights on the columns that you're referring to? When you touch the screen, it will move, by the way.
Can you go down?
Sure.
They're along the wall that faces the parking lot. I think there's 2 or 3. You know, up the steps, there's
Yeah.
the top of the pillars have them.
Oh,
I think there's 3 of them.
okay.
Yeah, so it'd be, yeah, it'd be along this wall here. I don't think they're on this plan, but it's existing.
So the hanging lights are along here, is that what you're saying, or are you hanging
Yeah, we
lights?
make it like a square on the
Okay,
perimeter.
okay,
No crisscross.
okay.
Okay.
What's the stain?
I think I have that also.
You guys stuffed me before I had a chance to download the stain, so, it's coming,
Tough crowd.
I know.
I know.
It's actually called like
There it is.
espresso, I think. Type of coffee, something.
No pun intended.
Fresh brew.
Fresh brew.
Because it wasn't your wood, it was already kind of had a yellowish,
Yeah, it's
Tint to
pressure
it?
treated, yeah, pressure treated.
Yeah, how?
Tested staining, the pressure treated?
Yeah, that would be a little.
Well, the construction guy said if you let it,
I'm sorry?
if you let it weather, he said it's the best way to do it, so it's actually good that we're letting it sit there. And it's.
Yeah,
takes
it
the
doesn't
stain.
it doesn't take finishes well if it's fresh, as I found out on my back porch.
Yeah, exactly, that's what he said, you gotta let it,
so what are you recommending, what do you mean, what makes it?
Well, you gotta, like you said, you gotta let it weather for like 6 months at least, I think. And then, the thing is, it's got this kind of green tint, so you
Yeah.
might wanna do like a inconspicuous
test, yeah.
test, yeah, to see
on
how,
the backside probably.
yeah, because it won't look like that once it goes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the color we're gonna go for, something
Yeah,
more natural, so.
yeah,
if
yeah, I
it
think
doesn't-
that's the right direction.
Yeah, if it doesn't blend and look like that, we'll adjust it
Okay.
to get close to that color.
I guess, are we all right with it potentially just sitting like that? And like you said, it would take a while for
Another few months. Yeah, you might have to, how many months has it been up?
No, it's
2 weeks?
3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, we can try it and get something up there and then, update it if it doesn't look
You
right.
might be better waiting though, because if it starts to flake off or something, then you got a whole mess on your hands.
So what if we do a test and it looks decent? So we can just continue, right? Instead of keeping
I would
it.
say.
Have the board take a look at it.
And you could do a test and
Every
send us a
member
picture of
to
it, I would
Antonio's,
suspect
you know,
that
that
it
will
won't
be
be
a-
anywhere close to that right now.
So do you recommend I wait a little bit?
So you're saying waiting?
I would, yeah,
Open without the stain? Or what?
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it looks like pressure treated until you get it spruced up, but like I said, I don't think you wanna put something on it and then have it like
Yeah, change color.
model or
Yeah.
flake off or something, cause that would look worse. what's there now,
So it's gonna be like a midsummer.
possibly, yeah,
Treatment?
yeah. It's some dry
A
days.
couple of hot days.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you can try it.
Rain, hot days.
I mean, it actually looks like it's starting to, the wood looks like it's drying up. You know, it doesn't have that fresh lumberyard feel to it. I can try the backside and see what it
Yeah,
looks like
do a
in the
test.
picture, yeah.
Yeah, I would still advise waiting a little bit, though.
Okay.
I think it sounds like everyone's in favor of the final look being something that looks like that.
Yeah.
So what's it called, espresso finish? I can't see that far.
Fresh brew.
Fresh brew.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But we can, you know, because of the color of the wood, and then let's say we try that and it's off, we can always compensate and get to that color, so.
Okay. Well, sounds like favorable work. We appreciate you taking the time to put thought into this and how it's really all gonna come together.
Yeah, we figured to keep it simple, simple's best.
It's gonna look nice. It'll be great to have that back there. All right. So,
Is there anything else? No, I think it's stained, there's lights, there's no more umbrellas, and then the roof thing is gone,
Roof
on
thing's
fire
gone.
marshal. So that's it.
all right, I'll get you a favorable report letter.
Okay.
You're good to go. File
Thank
that
you.
away.
Thanks.
All
All
right,
right, thank you.
good to see you.
Thanks.
All right. On to application number 4 for the evening, which is 1350 Boston Post Road. This is C&J Tire Repair.
Hello guys,
Hello.
good afternoon,
Evening.
Right.
good evening actually. My name is Freddie Mora, I'm from 1350 Boston Post Road. My sign, the sign he couldn't come, so, because I asked him to come but he couldn't come, so.
But you're the owner.
I'm the owner with Johnson's.
That's great. We love talking to the owner.
Okay.
You're the one with control. That's perfect.
Thank you.
So, tell us what you're looking to do here.
We have a business in Stamford, which is, we have a small place in Stamford. We wanna get a bigger place, so we were looking for a shop, and we found this spot in Darien, which was empty. The guy went out of business, and so we wanna do a tire business with, since I think, if I'm not wrong, there are no tire business in Darien. So we wanna start with a new and use and wheel alignment, and probably oil change in the shop. So we just, I think if I'm not wrong, actually the previous owner or the guy that was working there, he was doing a lot of stuff, so I don't think we're gonna do the stuff that he was doing. So we just, we just trying to do tires and oil change, and we're not gonna do any changes in the building. So we just just change the sign. It's gonna be C&J Tires and Repair.
So your official business name is C&J Tires?
C&J Tires.
C&J Tires, not repair.
Actually, in Stanford, it's C&J Tires and Repair. Oh, let me see, I have it here.
Actually, I looked at the filing and said C&J Tires.
C&J Tires and Repair, correct. Yes.
Okay. Hervé, can you pull up the sign?
Sure.
So, you're lucky and not lucky. You're lucky because your grandfather did a pole sign in Darien. And the ARB in general, we hate our pole signs in Darien. We want them all gone. So that's the unlucky part, but the lucky part is you get one. So you get to keep and work with it. With that said, we scrutinize our pole signs. We're pretty tough on them. So let's see what you,
So there was an earlier proposal, which is
the all
this
white.
one with the white background.
Okay.
And after you and I talked about it, and thank you for coming up so quickly with this, we asked if there was any potential, since the whole thing is kind of a black muted background, the whole place is dark.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's painted. So in coordinating it with a black background sign,
Yeah, that's a little soft.
So you came through with this, right? So these are the same color, two black, or they're black and red? Same thing, right? Okay.
So we have
one
two
black, one
options.
white. Yeah,
Okay.
one white, one black.
And then we don't have just vinyl letters in the front window and the office front window. I think you guys have.
And those are, yeah, those are your clings. So you can do, your clings are yours. You can do, say what you want in there as long as they're less than,
Less than 10%, right?
good job, you're on it. All right, so those look fine, right? Any comments there? And those are also, I think, like 30 or 40, those are like 40 feet back.
Yeah.
So there's no problem.
Those are blacked out windows, right?
Yeah.
I'm understanding this correctly, they're
Oh.
blacked out windows, so you don't see inside and just.
No, actually, I think you can, yeah, for now, yeah, you can see
The
through.
lobby,
You can see through.
Okay,
They're not
so-
blackout
so-
windows.
I like
They
that you
look,
can
they look pretty dark in the
I like you can
rendering.
see
Well,
through.
now they,
See a little bit through, right?
I hope you can see through.
Right, okay.
Otherwise, I feel like you're gonna get mugged when you walk in there. I hope you can see what's going on.
I took my car there for inspection, the lobby has clear glass.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
Okay,
lobby.
so this is meant to be see-through windows.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just the garage.
Yeah. Okay, so these look great. Any comments on the actual, on the pole sign then?
I think again, we get into a business name with additional text underneath it. New and used is not part of the business.
But just CNJ tires, does it?
I think it'd be cleaner that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I think it would lead, yeah, I agree. And is the stock tires, is, from a logo standpoint, I guess with the pole sign, you can fill the space, there's not a limitation on that.
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. Actually, there is a limitation on the logo, but it's large. for the-
26 inches in automobile area, so
Thank you.
So the overall is 36.
it's pretty close.
Yeah,
But again, at the discretion of the ARB, if you guys feel it's in the right proportion.
I think you could shrink it a little bit, just to give a little more breathing room around it.
also, once you remove new and used, the C&J tire repair would slip down a little bit to center it.
Yeah, that would be.
Not wrong.
And that's strictly from the aesthetic
Mhm.
point of view.
Yeah, the A of the CNG could be a little further left, right? Is that what you're saying, David? It should be more,
No,
more
I
of
think
a
once you take
triangular.
new and used out, the C&J
Yeah.
tire repair will slide down.
I also
It'll
think this,
center.
I also think CNG is too far to the right, to my eye. Just move a little bit.
Okay, my turn.
Go for it.
Where's the number?
No, no, not on the sign, please, no, it's our, no,
No.
Please, no more.
We need a number.
on the building.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My turn.
Is there a number?
Right there.
Can you include, make sure the address is on the
The
building.
address.
We need the number,
The address.
the number of the street on the door, window, whatever.
Okay.
I go back to the actual pole sign, it is
It's
so
really big.
big, yeah,
huge.
but I don't like how to,
Is that what's there now? Is that,
Yeah.
I think it's the same size, the use.
Kirby, do you have the site photos again? I'm sorry, you're working so hard pointing all this stuff, I'm sorry. I think you just, yeah, there
I
you
do
go.
like the black, I do like the logo, I think shrinking it a little bit, getting rid of the new and used, all good. I just wish, the sign just looks huge. And I could be wrong because I can't see the context. I know where it, exactly where it is, but.
There it is right there, right? There
Yeah.
it is.
That's it, yeah.
Setback a good bit.
It is
Yeah,
setback,
I
which
guess-
is
I
nice.
guess-
Tree in
I
front
guess
of
it's
it,
fine.
the one way. I think the black will
smaller, you
hide
can
it
miss it.
with the trees, at least in season.
Yeah. It'll be softer with the black.
Okay.
It's sitting right next to the sign, so.
Yeah,
I know, but I find
no,
that.
it's the
I
context.
never saw the sign ever.
Yeah.
So, let's see, black background? is
Black
preferred?
background, remove new and used.
New and used.
Recenter it all.
I feel like if it was all
Recenter.
caps, it would
A
look
smaller
Okay.
logo.
And
People
smaller
better.
tire logo.
like the tire repair and caps.
So the top, from top to bottom logo, 26 inches, so I'm gonna shrink a little. Okay.
Can you pull it up one more time about, we just talk about doing it in all caps, the letters versus, you think all caps would be the second letter?
Oh,
I
okay
feel
with
like
it.
a little smaller and spaced out.
Could you show us a version like that? You gotta send us a new version anyways.
I'm sorry?
When you sent us the revised version, could you show us one where it showed, the second line, tire repair is also all capital letters?
All capital letters?
Yeah, try book, like this,
Okay,
cap,
Okay.
sentence cap, and then a second version where it's all cap, tire repair.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I
but
feel
cleaner.
like
Yeah.
then you getting rid of the bottom line, you could bring it down and it'd be more centered. Like
Yeah, I think that's gonna look
the
better.
the lettering would be more centered on the whole
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
Give it
What do you
some
think is-
space.
Yeah, it looks a little,
What do you think as far as the tire stack, like about 10% smaller or something?
Yeah, what did you say, Harvey?
He said
26
he said
inches
26
from top
inches
to
tall.
bottom.
That's 26?
No, that's.
Hervé said to
Oh,
shrink it to
that's-
26.
Shrink it to 26.
Shrink it, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
26
Alright.
is the max for logos, well,
Okay.
in the regulation, unless ARB decides.
I think
Yeah.
26 inches.
It's
If
probably-
that's a
And it'll
36
shrink
inch
quite a
high.
bit, because this is
Yeah.
close to 30 right now, so you get 2 inches on both sides, yes.
It's gonna be better.
And when you're reaching that logo, you might want to play with the heights of the copy, to balance out the sign better. Like, it makes sense right now because the logo fits the width of the entire copy block, essentially. But if you're shrinking that logo, I don't know, you might be playing with the font size, is what I'm saying.
you're gonna send it back to Sinorama, right?
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
ask them for better, for alignment suggestions and get them to do it for you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
I like how you said the alignment suggestions, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well said. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
And the number on the door.
Right, we're good? Okay,
And the number on
so,
the door.
And the number on the door.
number on the door.
Thank you.
So I will put all this feedback, you seem like you're very calm, cool, and collected, and that you have it all. But I will put it all into the system as well, so it's repeated in there. And then you can send a revised PDFs to Hervé.
Okay.
And if it's simple enough, if it's something that's pretty straightforward, we could do an administrative review.
Okay.
If not, we might make you come back in May.
Okay, I'm gonna have my signer to work with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any questions though, Hervé's in we're here. I'll put it all in the system for you.
Perfect, thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was fun.
Hey, whatever happened to the car wash?
Oh, it's existence, it's going. Well, I'll tell you, I'll keep.
Yeah, I know, I don't want to, I just, now while I was thinking cars,
Yeah.
I'll ask you again later.
ARB number 12, 2024. This is at 205 Boston Post Road for Superfood.
It's here too, we also have the old-fashioned board.
Yeah.
Right, oh, the
Like
old Blue
those.
Wave Taco Building, that's right, I was,
Yeah.
you're right.
If you prefer, you could bring that up a little closer to them too, and that's not going to obstruct the view too much, and they will see it better.
Long walk from home.
It is, it is.
That's good. Yeah.
Good evening, my name is Christian Fry, architect, CCF Architecture, the architect for Superfoods and Green and Tonic. And this building, I don't want to speak for Fausto, but this building they've had for a while, and just want to get this building up and running again and utilized.
Yeah, so just to touch on that, I mean, I'm the CEO of Pump Foods. We own Green and Tonic and Superfood Kitchen. I came in the company at the end of Palmwich, which opened in 2013. I was an area manager back then, and director of operations of Blue Wave Taco. And the biggest challenge that we had was getting people to notice the building, notice, that we were there. When you get to the pole sign, you already miss the entrance because the entrance is on the side street. And we're not allowed to put any signage on the lawn or anything. So the idea is to make the building pop as much as we can. So we wanted to touch up the trim to match our brand colors. So that way you can see the building, and once you get there, you can make the turn and not miss it. It's hard to pass the building and then loop around.
So when you say trim, you mean the entire window paneling? So
Yeah.
we're speaking proper terms?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, well, let your architect, you'll nail that. Right?
Yes. I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, this building, by the way, also like after the last presentation, we have one of those dreaded pole signs here as well. I mean, it's
Yep.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not as big as the other one, thankfully, but.
You guys aren't proposing signage right now, though. This is just for I didn't see signage in your package.
So
Is there?
it came in today, we submitted it.
It's clipped right here. It just came in.
So it should be in the
It
application.
came in today?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't there as of,
As of Monday.
Okay, so, I
That's
mean,
okay.
so that's fine, we're not moving forward with the signage yet.
okay, let's see how simple, okay. When stuff isn't in 2 weeks prior, we usually don't review it, but let's keep going
No,
with
that's
your,
fine. We'll do
it's
it
fine,
different.
it's here, we like to move stuff, keep going.
It will be the last one, yep, drive-through.
So before we can decide it, so can you finish recapping what you're proposing for the outside? Is what you're proposing what we saw, that's it? Or are you doing more painting? Because I know we caught you in the middle of painting.
So, on the side, so those side windows here. Well, here's the thing, you know, I know you might not believe it, there was a little miscommunication with the property management company. They were supposed to paint the trim, the white thing that you see there, and then the guys ended up painting the whole window panels.
Ah.
We didn't dislike it, so that's why we kept it, and we wanted to ask if it's okay for us to do that. If not, we understand, and we'll go back to the original. But the fact that it's already there, you know, we wanted to run it by you guys.
And so this is it, nothing more is painted?
I hope not.
Or are you gonna
So
go to other
I called the guys, but they did that, and I told them to
I
stop.
think the other side is painted too.
The
I've
on
driven,
this-
drove by today.
Okay, so I mean, we're proposing to paint that side and on the other side too,
Okay.
under the window.
Okay, okay.
I heard about this before we came in tonight. I was just like, this is not, you're gonna make my life even more
Yeah.
difficult than it already is.
No, it's fun, you guys have great personalities about it. I just wanna make sure that because I know, because we caught you in the middle, I didn't know if you were still planning on doing more, so this was just a snapshot of part of the job, or if they had actually completed it. It was
No,
a
it's not-
genuine,
it's definitely
it
not
was a
completed.
genuine question.
It's definitely not completed and it's not paid for, not like, we still talking to those guys now. Again, you know, like the whole point is to make the building stand out. You know, we want the concept to be successful. We saw two of our previous concepts fail there because of those reasons. You know, people don't see the building, they don't know we're there, they miss the entrance, and then it is hard to loop around.
Mhm.
So to avoid all that, you know, we wanted to make the building
You
stand
gotta
out.
imagine people are trying to see this building and, you know, have something catch their eye at like 40 miles an hour or more,
sure.
basically.
I mean, it is going to be a good concept, better concept than Palmich and Blue
You
Wave.
you either have to paint those panels or you don't. So like just to paint one side, like there's panels, I'm looking at the building, those same panels are under the next set of windows, they're on the side of the building, they're in the front of the building, so like
Okay,
needs to
so
be-
that is what we're proposing, yes.
it needs to be consistent. So
Mhm.
right now, it just looks like a failed art experiment.
Well, that is the idea, paint all the panels so everything is cohesive,
Okay.
yes.
So all four sides
All four sides.
All four sides, I believe there are no windows in the back,
on the back,
so,
three sides.
No, right.
There is windows in the back, aren't we? looking
no,
at
not in
that?
the back of the building, it's all
What are we
closed.
looking at? What is the,
That is the front of the building.
the front is where the.
So this is the front of the building on the post road,
Oh,
and this will
okay.
be on the
Okay.
side street. So paint this, and then on the other side around, under the underpass where we have the drive-through window.
Yeah, but
just to
the-
match the entire building.
No, the bottom left corner one doesn't have windows, that side,
Yeah, it's the back
this
of the
bottom
building.
left corner one.
And
Got a bush.
the whole thing green, the whole thing green is not an option, right?
This side.
It's okay, man,
Hold
second.
on, let me ask that question. The whole entire box has a little, almost like a
Well,
doll
that's to show that that's
box.
a bit, not a bad
Green.
idea.
Yes.
Because this is almost like a compromise.
Yeah, the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
this is like either you do, you don't,
If
and
you
it's
just
like,
go around the bottom.
you know, if it was just apple green and then it's almost like a strobe light, which are not allowed in Darien.
The strobe.
We
But
had
I mean,
planned
you
for
wanna
one of
miss
those.
it. If the whole thing is green, you can't miss it. The question is it tasteful? That's the question.
Are the bushes all gone?
The bushes were removed by the property, they were all dead. It was overgrown beach grass, but that was planted by Blue Way Taco previous CEO and stuff. So everything. It
So
looked
this,
the
the photo with the green is the current photo of the building, right?
correct.
Yeah.
This is a far cry from.
And again, the idea is to paint all the sides so it looks cohesive.
Do you stop at the one sign though, and you talk?
Caribbean inspired.
There is.
They need to do some.
There are some, I mean, I know there are architects in the
Render it
room,
up.
okay, so I'm just gonna take a little leeway here, just for a second, for my 30 years of experience as an architect and facade designer. There are ways to take a look at this building and create a special box. You can play with the green in certain places and keep the window, maybe the window trim white. And then you have these lines that play, and then now the green becomes the background. So the entire gable here is green, but this band stays white. Then there's a
Right.
green panel, then there's a white band, white trim, green in between. So if we could see something a little richer than just smack on where the windows are and then leave the rest of the building white, there could be some interesting, cute solution, right? Like
But
almost
right now it
playful.
is.
Right now it's not
it
that
needs to be a
playful.
really good Photoshop experiment, because
Yeah,
if
I
I don't
know.
start playing with the colors any more than you are.
I know, it definitely Photoshop. Yeah.
Until you Photoshop
Yeah.
this and show us three
Or
or four
Photoshop or
versions
a
of it.
rendering of this view or two
Of
views
all
of
the
the.
views,
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
Of all the views,
Right. Has
couple
to
of
be
different
like a
idea
full
combinations,
presentation.
you know,
'Cause it's
or
a-
if you find the one that's the big winner and that's the only one you live with. Well, no, you know,
No, it's
yeah,
true.
Don't start
you need
playing
a
more.
cohesive idea.
It's really an object. I mean, it becomes a little
Yeah.
object that is kind of fun to look at.
Mhm.
Right now, it's not, or in my opinion, it's not fun, but it's maybe trying to do something.
It's going to be fun, yeah. But right now, you're right, it's not.
It's really not.
Okay,
It's a
so,
soapbox.
so let's go to the signage then.
No,
Unless there's
signage.
any other, so I think the takeaway there is come back, Photoshop renderings of a couple different proposals of what you guys wanna do. All different
And take the
four
green
sides.
idea and make it happen, you know,
Exactly, yeah.
in a
If you're gonna go
cohesive manner.
green, do it in a much more bold way.
Right.
Bold way that makes sense, that looks good, you know,
Makes
that's
sense
not
and is
too crazy.
also
That you can go more paint, you can do more
elegant
painting
and
than
very
you
in,
had
too.
thought.
So.
How
Yeah.
close to the
Yeah.
Norwalk line are we?
You know polka dots, no
Close
checkers.
Are you gonna do any screening for mechanical equipment?
That's a great question, Dan.
Are you gonna do any screening for the mechanical equipment?
Screening.
For the mechanical equipment?
Go under the window there.
Either.
Yeah, that could use something.
Yes. So
There's some
either
side fencing.
either a small like white fence or there were bushes there.
Put it as
that were
part of
dead.
the
We can
concept.
plant something there to cover that up.
I think it's a great idea, it's a great call.
Yeah, because they look horrible now. Yeah.
So put that as part of the Photoshop concept.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Also, don't forget the chimney as far as like when you're doing this Photoshop, that's that could be
Oh.
a beacon of sorts. Who knows?
Lime green brick.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Loving it.
Okay,
Darian
Mine
is
is
Okay,
very
wait,
good.
so
Here.
can we talk about the signs after we've looked at this color scheme?
oh, I thought we were, yes, you have other comments?
Yeah, that's
Because
No,
probably.
no, because it's
background.
changed. At
Oh.
first it was color trim, and now you're talking
Well,
about
I
the
just
whole
wanna make-
building stuff.
Are there anything in the signs that stand out that while you guys are here to give feedback? Wow, that's a lot of signage. What is going on here? Right turn and dear Lord. Sorry.
Did we do that on the last?
You're catching us raw. See, this is why we see this in.
Yeah. No, exactly, yeah.
So yeah, those are
It's a
gonna go
lot.
on the entrance and the exit. So we have signs there already that I guess we've been father since Palmwich or since it was a dry
Little
cleaner.
sign there.
Exit and entrance sign.
Is your name Superfood Drive-Thru?
Yeah.
That's your official name?
Yeah.
Wow, lucky you.
Somebody got smart.
Someone got smart, yeah, totally.
Well, we own Superfood Kitchen in Greenwich.
But the drive-through part?
Yeah, well, now it's going to be drive-through, yes.
But that's
So-
part of
Is that-
I
So
think-
it's
yes.
filed that way.
It's fine. Well, the LLC is good drive-through LLC, DBA Superfood drive-through.
What?
Say that 5 times fast.
So the LLC is good drive-through LLC. That was a generic
Okay,
name that our VC used, and then the DBA would be Superfood drive-through.
okay,
Okay.
okay. Is there mock-ups of all these different directional signs you have?
Yeah.
I mean, are they like mock-ups in your layout? Is this it, Hervé, if you go down?
So we can.
There's not very many, it's just,
There's more signage. As we keep going, more and more signage.
Are you allowed all these signs? No.
Will they do 4 facing?
So one wall sign per street facing. The second street is a secondary wall sign, which is 7 square feet. The first wall sign is 0.33 per linear foot of store.
Okay, so.
and how tall?
Huh?
And how tall?
Well, the letters? But this is all automobile, so you get pretty big letters. 26 is the biggest letters.
Well, here I think it would work.
20 inch in
Here's-
pedestrian, 26 in the automobile.
I think again, the signage is an opportunity to where if you're looking at this building holistically and really taking an idea and running with it, the signage feels like an afterthought again, like you're just taking a simple board and throwing it on there. I think when you step back as an architect and look at it holistically, you'll think of how you can creatively add signage to this that adds to the value.
Oh, yeah,
and doesn't,
exactly.
right? Because right now it feels like it's,
It looks just sort of stuck on the wall.
yeah.
And if they're gonna do the different color schemes with a very bold color, I think
Yeah.
these signs get lost.
Yeah, it has to be even more, yeah, because like
Or
you mentioned
pin mounted.
pin mounted letters or.
But I mean, I'm looking at the photograph on, the one he has,
Which one?
go to the first one, slide all the way to the top. So that sign is lost.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it.
And that's
So
why,
we
that's why I
wanted a
asked.
bigger sign. Our sign guy, Accent Sign in Stanford, he based it off things that he was approved before in Darien. So he was trying to play it safe.
But that's why I asked the question of
John
how
Massaro.
tall a letter can be. Because I look at this photograph and I'm like, at the rendering of it, you're gonna see the color of the building, but you're not gonna know what the name is.
Well, to Hervé's point, this is again Post Road, it's so you're allowed 26, was it 26? Is the max logo.
No, but he has the square footage, they have, the square footage they have to stay within.
12.
But then they
It's
could go taller.
0.33 per linear foot.
So we can-
So the only thing that plays against them in here is their frontage is not that big. So
Right.
the proportion, and that's the way the regulation was designed, is that depending on the size of your frontage, your wall sign is proportional to it. So
They just need to-
they may not be able to get much of a sign, but they already also have the pole sign. Don't forget, there's this big big guy, right?
Yeah.
Which is probably even much more visible. You may not need any sign here. I mean,
Yeah.
it may not do anything to have
Yeah.
on the building.
No, I mean, the reason I bring it up altogether is because of the bold color,
Right.
that I think this needs to be revisited.
I think it all needs to be revisited once they figure out the building, yeah.
Yeah, so once they get the color scheme, then I think the sign will fall into place.
Right.
I think you have a
Until
great
the next meeting.
opportunity to combine all of that and
Oh, yeah,
really make a
agreed.
difference
Yeah.
and see the building.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider like a awning in like a fun pop of a color that could be, have the
That
sign
is an option,
too?
yeah. We can look into it, yeah.
Could be good.
I think we could print the sign.
Okay.
Like, it could be the bright green or like bright green and white stripe, like could you
Without,
with like a
Well,
pop
then-
of color, but then the building could be white.
I like it.
I'm not gonna say this, but if they're gonna do the bold color on the building, they should do the bold color on the signpost.
That's exactly what I said. I said bright green pole.
I'm not gonna say it though.
Okay.
I said it.
So you can hear, we're open to stuff, but we need to see you guys again for a
Exactly.
comprehensive
Yeah.
plan package.
No, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, understood.
By the way, those signs, all those directional signs, I don't think those, personally, I don't think those are gonna fly. We allowed them in the past, and I think they created more confusion and just kept people, there was just letters everywhere. And no one knew where to look, and just some big arrows on the ground, maybe even your green
So
does the
if you see where it
job.
says exit only, that's where it's gonna go, so I think it's more of a safety thing, so people don't blink the.
I agree, I don't think you need that, I think you just need a big arrow on the ground, and you're fine.
Okay.
I don't think you, but
That's fine, yeah.
again, part of your package, I mean, we did this last time, and I mean, everyone should drive by there and see, it's a lot of signage.
I agree too, when you're driving into a place again at like 40 miles an hour, last thing you wanna be doing is reading a little sign.
Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
there, and another sign.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I don't, yeah, okay.
People at Darien don't drive that fast.
Are you kidding?
No.
So our next
They're gonna
meeting,
go through the concrete pillars over at 1020.
May 21st, we need stuff in by the 14th latest, so we can review it ahead of time, and get back to you if there's anything we're missing, or last minute, okay?
And we're gonna continue to propose the directional signs that would have a plan that shows where each of them are. Like, I can kind of tell from Google Maps, but
That's a good idea.
unless you have one that I didn't see, it'd be good to have either a survey or a plan view that says, here's number 1 near the entrance, here's number 2 by the driveway off whatever road this is.
That makes sense, yeah.
And we need a number on the building. Address number.
I like that, thank you.
I
Okay.
just never feel like it. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys, thanks for coming in. This will be fun. I'm excited to see this place like be successful, get some eyes. It's about time.
Wait, just one more question for you guys. Where are you at in the permit process? I think you got the kitchen going, right?
So we submitted to health department and we also submitted to building department for the new layout.
Okay, right. So you'd be able to maybe open before the paint is finished?
No.
No,
We're gonna
still have
open-
time?
no, everything needs to be done before we open.
Okay, all right.
Sure.
Okay, all right, good. So the color, I just want to make sure that the color that is big would be applied to the building, not before the building opens. In terms of building permit process,
Yes.
since there is an overlap, I believe I approved the tenant fit out kitchen
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So depending how much time it takes for them to build it, I don't want them to think, hey, we really should open because we need to make money. But then we still have to paint all the buildings. So I think that it needs
Yeah.
to be made clear that the color of the outside is kind of part of the whole package for this building to happen.
Okay.
Yes,
Are we in agreement?
We
Okay.
won't open with,
Okay.
before.
With
No.
guys
We have
painting
the building for,
You can't.
we own the building, we have the building for years, it's
Okay.
just sitting there, so
Good, good.
we're in no rush, so
All right.
we'll wait for it.
Excellent.
Thank
I
you.
like that sentence.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Have a good night.
Our sixth application for tonight, La Cava Wine Bar, is taking a pass. I believe the owner is giving birth tomorrow morning. So we're gonna see them in May. That's a wine bar that's opening alongside L'Hostel. And they're just looking for some table layouts through us. So the last agenda item tonight, number 7, is ARB number 14, 2024. It's to 24 Old Kings Highway for Emilio's Pizza.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi.
So my name is Emilio Stio, my partner Peter Ragone. We're here to field any questions you have for our outdoor seatings for the pizzeria in Good Wives Shopping Center.
So which store is it?
That picture's different. That's the most recent one.
So that's the first one. I'm gonna download more things for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we changed all that based on the email that was sent. A lot of those things don't even apply, we were in agreement with
Did
you.
you put
Yeah,
them in
it should-
here?
It should be the last two.
Distance front view? I will open everything, it just takes a little time. Okay?
They were uploaded this afternoon. So
Don't worry about it.
There. You know, that's just the front.
No, these are great. Thank you for the site photos. It's great.
No
Good
There are
context.
columns, there are columns.
There are columns there. Look at that. Great.
It's like,
This is so confusing. Okay, so hold on a second. Try to close you.
good French.
I did upload 2 other renditions that we did just recently within the day.
Excellent. I'm gonna be opening it.
And you guys are just coming for, I did not see signage in your plan as well.
No, we're still in the process of
Okay.
acquiring that.
Okay. All right.
The shopping center itself is possibly going to a new sign for, we're kind of like the guinea pigs. They want
Okay.
to use, do we want to have this, that, so it's not even up to us yet. They have to figure out what they want to do for the new tenants that are coming.
Okay.
There's Tab Middle still on it?
No, they actually both was purchased by Regency. We started with them, and by the time we signed contracts with them,
Yeah, it turned
and
over.
it turned over before we finalized everything.
I don't know my those last 2 that you're talking about. I have
Can you
this
tell me you
twice.
could send it?
If you email it to me, I will get it here now.
Yeah.
If you send it to me now, I will be able to retrieve it.
Okay. Do you want to do it?
What are you guys trying to pull up?
This picture, we
It's not
updated.
representing
I don't
our
know,
storefront. 'Cause there
Okay.
was a question about a tree or,
The store,
Right, so there's
our
a-
storefront is like over here.
no, it's behind. It's
So
here.
actually, these views.
Oh, I'm sorry.
These views are probably.
Yeah, it's the
gonna be-
wrong view that the architect
that's okay.
used. We
That's-
changed everything, it'll all make sense
Okay,
once you see the
Okay.
drawing.
That's
Right.
great,
So
that's
you're-
perfect
you're-
there.
So you're here, right? Is that the one between the cleaners?
Correct,
and
we're right
the
here,
kids?
this is us.
So, yeah, when you touch the screen, it becomes huge. So this
And that's
tree-
actually Amelia. Okay.
I'm sorry,
Great,
that's,
okay.
that's the tree that we were talking about, which is out
Yep.
of their control, I guess.
Well,
It's still
yes,
something that we ought to bring up
I'm
for
going
the
to.
record,
yes, I will.
looking at the camera,
Mhm.
is that there are issues with the sidewalk being invaded by trees when the sidewalk is meant to be a sidewalk. If it's gonna be used for the businesses in the arcade.
Right,
The sidewalk as a public realm has to be kept
yes,
as accessible. And right now, handicapped people
It's not
can't be on
accessible.
the sidewalk, moms with strollers have to go through.
mhm,
And if they have to go through a restaurant that doesn't feel like they want to go, have them go through, that's a problem.
yeah, okay.
That's something to bring up with the management at Good Rights Shopping Center.
So, what we're looking at, that's your storefront,
That's
correct?
that's the front of the storefront, that's correct.
So from this image, it looks like your storefront
Press escape.
sits within those 4 columns?
That's
Correct.
The
correct.
ones, the exterior ones?
Correct.
It goes a little bit, there's a window it's
Right,
misleading.
this is partly our store, this is our storefront.
All right, can you zoom in?
I'm trying, but he's touching it. so-
On the left side, is your property anything to the left side of the columns?
This partial is the cleaners, this window here
Yeah.
is the cleaners,
This one.
right.
And then it starts
There's a
here
mullion
to this column, right?
behind
So
those
just this
columns.
bay, one bay.
Correct,
It's the one bay.
that's correct.
So it's one large window and 2 small windows.
I'm just
The
curious.
seating plan is on both sides of that column.
Right, so you're,
Oh, I see.
Right
what
here,
you're saying.
Seating plan is
from here
showing.
to here,
so that,
door. to-
And that implies that the,
Right, there's
but the
actually
interior
3 window bays,
wall
let's call it, and 1 door.
indicates that, yeah,
Oh, it's misleading you.
it doesn't seem to coincide with what we're seeing there.
You have it, pull up his email.
it's
Yeah.
a larger window, it does about the same width.
You can send it directly again.
You know, it's H
That is
Hammond
weird.
at DarianCT.gov. HHAMON.
H
Oh,
H
maybe
M.
that's-
Nope.
Oh,
okay.
H M.
Two H's. HHAMON.
Definitely.
AMON at, or the little
And
sign.
let's go back to the plan.
Darian,
Yep.
CT, like in Connecticut, Connecticut, Darian.gov.
It's actually different than some of the plans.
Dave, I'm excited
It
for you to
looked
bring
like
this to
that
the
head
table.
on view, but I guess it really is.
Well, the
It's
plan
coming.
doesn't
Oh, okay.
coincide with
Want me to try to
what's just described.
give them,
Yeah.
What the
5
storefront,
seconds.
so if you look at the architectural plan,
This, also, this plan is different.
Okay, once you get that, we're gonna do some feedback here of the layout.
It should be from Peter Regona.
Not in yet.
All right, let's go back, let's keep it moving. Can you go back to that layout and Mr. Humphrey or Mr. Riley, can one of you guys give your thoughts
It did come in
on
yet.
this? Okay,
well,
so let's stay
what
there.
we're seeing is you have tables on both sides of the left column. But if what you just described, the storefront or the interior of the store stopped behind that column, but you wouldn't be able to put the table on the left side of that column, but the plan doesn't,
Those,
yeah, so,
those two.
it doesn't seem to jive with the,
Right, this is
so
this
that's
is-
those 2 windows.
That's the hot fit, that's the store
Yeah.
next to us, right, so in order not to butt up against the door opening,
Okay,
he adjusted it to the right-hand side.
yeah,
So you're
I
overlapping.
think
huh?
what we're
Right.
questioning, if you don't mind coming up there, is whether you can actually fit a table and 2 chairs here.
That's
Oops.
correct.
Here without encroaching on, I mean, that's a door, that's their door, right?
No, the door's farther down,
No,
but
that
yes,
is
you're
the door.
saying.
That
is the door.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize. Once we have that picture.
Yeah, go back to the plan.
Going back, oh, there we go, so that's the one I was looking for.
I think there's a way to.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
to
Two doors.
to Humphrey's point, the doors for the cleaners are right there, so having the
Correct.
table on that side would be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even notice that.
Those cleaners leave their door open a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
and they have a lot of
Yeah.
traffic.
Yes.
And then to your
But
point,
then this is hot fit here, and what we're saying is that inside the wall, it's gonna counterintuitive, but the party wall is along this line, according to the plan, which I'm going to pull somehow if I
No,
find it.
we have two.
See, that's between the two small
No, this is-
narrow windows,
This
is
was,
that correct?
this was drawn wrong, for the inside. We own those, we have those two
You have
windows.
those two windows,
Those two windows.
We have the
no,
two small
no.
strips.
you only have one?
This is all we have, this window right here, this is one sign.
We only have
This
three
is hot
signs?
fit, yes.
Okay.
This,
Mm.
these are three bay windows,
And the door, yeah.
and the door.
Oh, there's a bit more panel.
It'll take a while, because I'm not at my desk.
I think either way, it sounds like you guys need to rethink the layout. Do you, I mean, this,
Might just
No,
be one
we
table.
can finalize this, I mean, we can finalize our plan. Our goal is to have at least two of those 3x3 tables
Right.
diagonal, not encroaching onto the sidewalk, and if you look at the side profile that we had up earlier, there's 9 foot between columns. And we're only gonna need a couple of feet, so you still have, I scaled it out, we're still at 7 foot. It's all on the new drawing,
If it comes,
there you go. So you can open up the Rev 2. Yeah, that one. Rev 1.
Can we, having knowing nothing about your restaurant so far, because I wasn't even at the last ARB meeting, are you a sit-down restaurant, or are you more like?
It's a pizzeria restaurant, it's more,
Grab a slice.
table service is, you know,
So it's more like grab a slice type of thing?
Correct. We
So
only.
then
yeah.
why aren't, I'm just throwing it out there, but why aren't you doing, I mean, to me, the audience of Darien in that scenario would be like a mom bringing, you know, or family, you know, 2 moms and, you know, 4 kids because there's 2, like, why aren't you thinking about doing 2 longer tables instead of all these other tables? Because to me, like, it's gonna be less about, making sure it's just the 4 of you than just having a place for your kid to sit.
yeah, that's interesting. That's a good call.
For outside,
Yeah.
you're referring to.
Because you don't have the room that you're proposing, you just don't have it.
Yeah, we
You're encroaching
realized
on
tonight
the
that
2
this
other
is an issue.
businesses. So I'm just saying, you know, maybe you need to think about like 2 longer tables that fit more chairs.
Or bench seating.
Yeah, that are on either side of your space. Yeah. or bench
2
seating.
longer tables as in positioned here.
No, going, like if the sidewalk actually was the sidewalk, yeah, going up and down.
What is
I
it,
think-
can I ask, what is the minimum disc path that we cannot up the road?
4 feet is.
Okay, so we got 7 feet right now.
4 foot clear,
This
like
is,
with chairs out.
Yep.
So
that's
that's the
good.
handicap, minimum handicap requirement. But to Ms. Morrison's point, there is some room to play with maybe a different layout instead of
Different
diagonal,
types
just to go perpendicular to the sidewalk, go the long way up, and have a slightly bigger table at the bottom, and not try to get fitting little tables close to your door and close to the cleaner's doors. Because that's like,
Eliminate this
kinda-
one,
it's kinda
and just work
tight.
with these,
yeah,
correct?
Well, so those chairs that are right by the column, you can't even, if you try to pull that out
you
instead
can't
of
move them. Right.
bump into the column, you won't be able to get into that table. So right now, that layout doesn't
That's
work.
why, like, if you're just a slice restaurant and
Or
you're trying to
straight
maximize your seating, think about who's eating at that place. It's gonna be mom with kids that just came from the kung fu, whatever, taekwondo place down the street. Those little kids are small.
Yeah, it's better to have like a larger
Big,
table anyways.
big bench.
Yeah, a bench would work well.
Yeah, we have all
Almost
that
like
inside.
Picnic
yeah.
tables.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just, really, our objective really was to just maximize our seating, which was,
Right,
because we only have
It's
14.
the kid that walks out of that.
Exactly. So, you know, the more the merrier.
Now, you have not gone yet to planning and zoning for outdoor seating, have you? Planning and zoning commission
For,
regulates outdoor seating?
yes,
There-
we're,
you have-
we're,
You're on the docket? Or you-
that's correct.
Tonight?
So, not tonight?
No, not tonight, no.
So it's kind of, it's good because they come in here, that can inform them what they can
What
ask
they
for
were
the
looking
planning
to
and
do.
zoning, but different from Goose and, what was the other one?
Antonio's?
Antonio, both have been approved by the planning and zoning.
Okay. So we're suggesting a different seating plan that doesn't infringe on the neighbors and consider like a different table layout, instead of like, since it's not waste service, that's a great idea, maybe some more of a communal tables that are, like a picnic like, might be a better scenario for you guys.
May I ask a question? Would it be preferred to be away from the sidewalk? Maybe these tables we slide up, and this will go away, and we'll just deal with the tables there?
Well, you have to be able to get into your store with a
Yes.
4-foot clear
4
plus in
foot on-
between.
on the radius.
So you kind of have a
Okay, so,
a
yeah.
T shape,
That's also-
so the bottom is, and then since you are not blocking the sidewalk currently, so you have that sidewalk that's available for people to go through, so.
Okay.
No, where you have those tables is probably a better.
Okay, so maybe we'll pull, we'll get different styles to fit in there. We'll focus on this area here and not bother any of our neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, I also recommend checking that that plan of your existing space is correct as far as the placement of the columns and
Oh, it is.
the width
Yeah.
and.
It's all been
It's all
scaled.
scaled.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that,
Well,
That
there
we-
again,
we-
it shows that your wall on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side in this case, is between those two small windows. So just be
Yeah.
sure that that's all right.
Right, yeah, you're on the hot fit, yeah.
Like your wall is there, not on the right-hand, to the right-hand side of that window.
But the column
But the column is over
is
there.
offset, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, the columns don't line up with our,
yeah.
you know, it's a
So
little.
maybe you don't use the columns to guide you, like you were, that might be confusing things.
They're
Also-
kind of a limitation, but you gotta work
Yeah.
around them on the outside.
Or you could think about some sort of custom table that kind of butts up to the column and there's like a, cut out
Goes around it.
corner of the table and you kind of sit,
Goes around it, yeah.
around at least two sides of the column. I don't know.
5 seats.
It's a great idea.
And then sacrifice one
Right.
seat instead
Right.
of column, put the table against it.
Yeah, that's an option too. You just incorporate the column inside the table.
Maybe one more point that's helpful. I don't believe that the tenants have like a lot line projection in relationship to their walls.
Yeah,
I think that that's something between them and the management of the Good Wife Shopping Center, which is an entire entity. So if the management says, well, you can use from A to B between columns, or, you probably need to verify that where it is that you can use.
So
or not.
regulated.
It kind of makes sense to be between the columns.
Sure.
I mean, visually and it's, everything else. But you may want to confirm that they don't say, well, take the wall from
This
hot
part
fit
to
and
that
go
part.
straight out, and that's,
Yeah.
you can't, because that would kill your table at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So just check it out.
Okay.
Gentlemen, one last thing I'm gonna put in our request to you guys, if I get the board supports me. The sidewalk you show right there has clearance, but behind you, the other way, there are trees in the way. And if you guys and this new property owner is gonna start using this area for restaurant seating, I'm going to put in the proposal that for us to support the restaurant, the trees along that sidewalk have to be removed, because moms with young children and strollers and old people cannot get past there. They'd be walking through the different dining. We already have that problem.
Sure.
Coromandel's down for you guys.
Understood.
You can't get past it. You gotta go into the street.
Yeah.
So if this is gonna be a trend, which I hope it is, I think it'd be great if there are more restaurants, that those trees have gotta be removed, and we have to create a true sidewalk here where what this gray is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And that way each
Are you guys
restaurant.
okay with me putting that?
Yes, for sure.
And, if they want some greenery, there's plenty of columns to put hanging baskets.
Oh,
That could be,
Great.
that could work with the
Yeah.
architecture, if they, I can
Fantastic.
appreciate the wanting to have some natural elements.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
just
know
very
whether
structured.
there is supposed to be an interior walkway under the covered area, or whether,
Well, that's a very interesting question, because it's not clear, and I think it would be interesting to go back to the special permit or the language of when the shopping center was established, of how that arcade was structured. Is it a sidewalk, or is it just kind of designated for each of the retail or restaurants? In which case, if the sidewalk that's along here at the edge, along here becomes the public sidewalk, then it's almost like in New York or other places, you go in, it's an alcove for each of the business, which could be pretty cool, but it depends how it's defined, and I don't know, that predates me quite a bit.
Well, it predated me when I was there too.
So it'd be nice to see and maybe that's something that the shopping center could work on, as Liz is saying, as a big general concept. Is this arcade still, meaningful as a colonnade, that covered walk, or is this now part of an extension of the business? Planning and zoning commission there. Definitely. Be good for you guys, because you could create a.
Yeah, it's a lot more avenue.
And then you could actually do something really cool, where you could actually put up like some sort of planters
Then
and
the
bring in
entrance.
those natural elements and really create your space and not be limited just to the
The
columns.
entrance is here, you go to the door, and then you have planters and
That would be
green and
great.
table along the edge.
Yeah, hanging
Totally
plants,
agree.
yeah, then you've created a real space making, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Then you have your own little pizza outdoor garden.
Yeah, I also think about like the pedestrian aspect of it and being able to walk under that covered area, like through that arcade space and like pop in the stores, if everyone is able to establish, an outdoor area each of their spaces, then you're walking on the outside sidewalk, so it's kind of a different experience
Yeah.
than walking into the arcade. So I mean, there's pluses and minuses, but
I don't know, I thought people in Darien go right to the front door.
It's true.
And if they couldn't get to the next, they got in their car and drove to the next.
You'd be able to have your fun. All right, so did we give you guys enough clear feedback to operate here? I'll put all this in the Viewpoint online system, so it's recapped there. If you have questions, you're always, please feel free to, as things develop, to reach out to Hervé and he can loop me in.
Are they coming back?
You definitely need to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like this might be a larger conversation with your property manager too.
Partly, yeah.
I don't know, and yeah, and.
They've been very accommodating, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll work with us and work with you also to come across whatever we need.
If you guys have I would recommend coming with some different ideas, come to us, like, so maybe it can be a continued collaborative conversation. You guys have different table choices, like 1 or 2 or 3, bring them all, Let's talk about it, so you're not tied into one. Yeah.
And then you can get an answer.
Yeah, and then, that would give you an answer, not like an ongoing.
We have time for this, but yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, I love the idea though of grab and go slice place. We don't have that here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Like the old, you have to throw an arcade in there too, the old Frogger. Do that in there.
Exactly.
Two slices and a can of soda, $5.
Apartments.
Oh,
Yeah, they're gonna love us.
They're gonna love it. Okay,
Okay,
thank
thank you
you
very
guys.
much.
Thank you.
See you, Ray. Okay.
You guys have been a pleasure to work with.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure. All right, that concludes all our applications for the evening. Now moving on to other business. I want to officially welcome our newest member, Kate Vasselli.
Hi.
Welcome, Kate. Kate, we have another official architect on the board.
So how many
Fantastic.
total now?
2 official architects, yes.
I'm not official.
No. Alex and you official, yeah. Oh, we've got we've got degrees
Lots of
like out the
designers.
wazoo here, right? With the AIA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to give not to put you on the spot, but
Sure. I'm Kate Polselli. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to join. Liz heavily recruited me. But
Don't feel like it's, singled out or anything.
I went to Notre Dame, got my Bachelor of Architecture there in 2007. Then I worked in New York City after. My first couple of firms were Ferguson Shimamian and Peter Moyer Architects, so kind of more classical and traditional based residential firms. I became a registered architect in New York in 2014. Shortly thereafter, I went to go work at Robert A. M. Stern Architects, so much bigger company, but my studio did single family residential, so I worked on house renovation in Hamptons and a ground up house in Palm Beach, which was more contemporary, so that was kind of cool. And then 2021 and COVID and life brought me to Darien, and here I am. And now I have 3 little boys and trying to do part-time small business on my own, so I'm really
Cool, good.
excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So great to have you. And Alex is, we're missing Alex and Anya right now. And Hervé's, actually you're an architect, right? You-
Yes, but I don't
Yeah,
count
I
as
can't
on-
forget about
I'm
you.
not on the board.
Yeah, just because you're paid doesn't mean you don't count. Crap, why are we all paid? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Boy, I got a lot of back years of pay coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, you got like 17
So
years. All right, so we've got Kate, and then we don't have minutes approved yet. Dave's throwing minutes for us, will be here for our next meeting, yeah?
I can teach you how to miss another month.
Yeah, you just lose your computer, that's great. Get that stolen. And any other business, did you wanna talk, anything official? We can talk about fun stuff afterwards, but car wash and stuff. No other business? Okay, so it is 8:30 PM, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting, thank you guys so much.
Record time.
Yeah, love that.